Welcome to the channel, guys. This is All Things Cinco EDC. Thank you for joining me once again. If you're back for another one, if this is your first time and you like all things EDC, from guns to gear, subscribe down below. It takes 2 seconds, but it does help the channel tremendously. It doesn't cost you anything. Also, hit that little notification bell so you get notification when new videos come out. I'm trying to put out a new video every week of different items that you guys can enjoy and defend yourselves with. It is your right, so take advantage of it. As you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the shooting footage, we're going over this girl you see here. This is the P320 X-Carry Navy Seal Edition. Look at this thing here. As you can tell, big old flared magwell. You got some night sights there. You got a threaded barrel. Let's head on down to the tabletop and see all she has to offer. So here we are down on the tabletop. Here is the case that the pistol comes with. As you can tell, it's nice hard plastic case. Unlike some other manufacturers that give you a cardboard box. So as far as I know, every SIG comes with a box similar to this. So let's open her up, do an informal, unofficial unboxing. But as you can tell, it also comes with little loops there to put some locks on it. Then you got your latches here on the front. Let's open her on up. And here she is. This is what you get in the box. As you can see, probably stands right out to you. You got these huge 21 round magazines. And not only do you have one, as you can see here, 21 rounds. Not only do you have one, not only do you have two, but you got 3 full-size magazines here in the box. That is a lot of ammo to come with this thing. So if you want to carry 62 rounds, this thing here is ready to go for you. You could even put one in the chamber and carry 63. So let's go over this thing here. As you can see, you got your standard SIG Sauer stickers here, instruction manuals, all this other stuff, marketing, blah, blah, blah. Let's put that stuff to the side, get this pistol out of the box, move this thing to the side, and look at this girl here. So this is the SIG P320 X-Carry Navy Seal Foundation Edition. As you can tell, see this logo up top here, Navy Seal logo there. So that's a nice little look there. See there? So this is a very good looking pistol. So let's go over it from front to back and see what we have here. You have a 4.6-inch barrel here that is obviously threaded. So if you wanted to throw a compensator on there or a shush can, you can, which should play in nicely with these sights. These are X-Ray 3 night sights, and they are suppressor height sights. So that should work well with any accessory you want to put on the front there. They are night sights, so these do shine at night, all 3 of them. As you can see there, during the day, these are pretty much blacked out in the back. And then in the front, you got your nice big green dot there, so that should be quick to pick up. As you can see on the top here, you got your Navy SEAL emblem. So from what I understand, a portion of the profits from these pistols actually go to the Navy SEAL Foundation. If that's important to anybody, you got that there. This slide is stainless steel. As you can tell here, it is optic ready. So it is cut out for, I believe, the Romeo 1 Pro and the Romeo 2. This thing comes in at just over 8 inches long. You have a height of just under 6 inches high. That's the pistol alone. I don't believe that includes the magwell. And then this thing is just over 1.5 inches wide. It's a standard width of a P320. As you know, P320s are a little bulky, but it fits really good in the hand. This is the X-Carry grip module, also along with the X-Carry slide, as you can tell, also the X-Carry trigger. So the slide is slightly shorter than the full-size version, but these are very good. As you can see, you got some serrations here in the front. You got some serrations here in the back. So they are pretty good for press checking in the front, whatever you want to do. Rack your slide. They are pretty comfortable there. This is what they call the polymer X grips. It sits on a polymer frame, as you can tell here. So you got your stainless steel slide up top, polymer frame, as most pistols are these days. You got your standard takedown lever there, and you got your slide catch here. This slide catch is actually really pronounced, sticks out pretty good. And as far as I can tell here, it's the only thing that comes fully ambidextrous there. though this magazine catch looks like it can be switched over here. So back to these things. So how you would use these is you push the slide back, lock it, you'd swing the slide release forward, you drop it, and it would come free and clear there. At that point, to put it back together, you go in reverse. If he wants to play, there you go. You go in reverse, lock it, slide it back up, and you're back in business. So that's that. As you can see here, you got your standard X carry trigger. It's the flat face trigger. So this thing is actually really nice and comfortable to shoot. I have the same one on my P365X, and I really like that trigger. Though I like the trigger shoe. The trigger itself, when you go to shoot, SIGs, they always have this dead. It just sounds like you're throwing a rock at a sock. It's just very dead. Here's a reset. So nothing fantastic, nothing crazy out of this world. It does shoot nicely, but it's not the cleanest break. I know they say clean, crisp. Every company puts that on their website, but it just sounds like nothing. Let's see if you can hear that. That's just a terrible sound there, but they do shoot great. I've never had any problem with SIG triggers, so you should have no problem there. You got your 3-slot Picatinny rail in the front here for your lights, lasers, accessories like that. So that works great. I would always recommend anybody that's carrying a pistol on a daily basis, put a light on the front. You always want to positively identify any target you may have to shoot at. So you always want a nice white light on there. It also helps put a little weight on the front of the gun. So for shooting purposes, a little weight on the front is never bad. Helps with the recoil. Nothing crazy. It's not going to make you a competition shooter, but a little weight on the front always helps. Here's the magazine catch here. Looks nothing crazy. Has a little bit of texturing there, slanted backwards. I'm not sure if you can see that there. So it's a nice little magazine catch. It doesn't do anything crazy. It's not competition style to where it's sticking way out or you might hit by accident. So it's a good magazine catch, nothing out of this world. And as I said before, you can switch it over to the other side and make it lefty-loosey. So there you go. So as I said before, what sticks out to me the most is the size of this magwell. Look at this thing here. You could probably stand on the other side of the room and throw this magazine and you wouldn't miss. Look at this thing. This thing is huge. So that helps for fast reload. It helps to keep your hands up when you're in a support position there. Your hands will never slide off this gun. If your hands slide off this gun, you're the problem. Trust me, not the gun. This thing is huge. It's crazy how big this thing is. So I really like that thing there. I would imagine it would make it impossible to conceal carry this thing without printing. This thing is gigantic. Moving right to the grip, you have your standard SIG grip here, which is more like a sandpaper type grip. So you see there. It's nice and aggressive. It's got everything you need it to have, but it's not so aggressive that it would bother you or rub against your skin if you had this thing in a holster to where it would tear up your skin. So that's pretty good. So I'm gonna get this thing down to the range, put a bunch of shots down range with this thing, see how it feels. I'm curious to see how it shoots and if it's any different from a standard P320 or is this just a gimmick. So we'll see how that goes. But this thing definitely looks nice. I mean, the fact that you get 1, 2, 3, 21 round mags, I think that's impressive. I know this pistol's retailing right now probably at around $799, $800, something like that. So that's that, guys. That's the P320 Navy Seal Edition. Again, chambered in 9mm, striker fired, semi-auto pistol. A lot of the X-Carry features on here. And it is a Tallow exclusive. So from what I understand, SIG themselves doesn't make this pistol. They make the P320. Tallow is the one that makes this edition. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me down below. But again, let's get this thing down to the range, see how it shoots. I'll give you guys some overview on that and first impressions. So here we are, guys, back at home, back from the range. I took this thing to the range, put about 100, 150 rounds through it. This thing shoots great. It actually shoots nice and flat. I like the sights. The sights lined up nicely. You can see there. Oop, won't focus on the front. Let's see. Okay, won't focus on the front. No big deal. But this thing actually shoots pretty flat, so it actually works really nice. The only thing I didn't like about it, I just don't like, personally, not any fault to the gun, I just didn't like the way it felt in my hand. It felt a little clunky and awkward for me personally. That might not be the situation for everybody else. That's just my personal opinion. And I want to show you something else that I've only seen one other person talk about, so I wanted to test it for myself. And watch here closely. When you have this thing cocked and you go to prep your trigger and ride that back to the wall, watch what this gun does. Ever so slightly. Watch here in the front how it moves. You see that there? And now watch the back end. It dips down ever so slightly. See that? That's way more noticeable here. See if you can see this one again. Let me bring it up closer. Oh, broke the trigger. So you see how that thing moves? You don't even have to actually break the trigger. Just prepping the trigger. That thing moves ever so slightly. Let me see if I can get check it right here. That thing is pretty crazy how that moves. From what I can tell, it wasn't affecting the shot much. I mean, I was shooting 7 to 10 yards just to get rounds downrange. Accuracy seemed decent, but you see, one more time. That moves, and you didn't have to break the trigger. I think that's crazy. I've never seen any other gun do something like that. But as far as I could tell, it doesn't really affect the accuracy of the weapon at where I was shooting. I can imagine anything beyond 10 or 15, 20 yards will start to make a difference if that thing sits like that. So personally, I probably wouldn't get this gun just because, for one, it doesn't feel great in my hands. It shoots good. I think for somebody with bigger hands, I think this is a great gun to have. Reloads were very easy on this thing. I'll show you in the footage. It shoots pretty flat, so no big deal there. I think it was a decent shooting gun. It shot nice and flat. So that's that. Just wanted to give you guys first shots, first impressions, and an overview of actual shooting. So that's it for me today, guys. If you have any questions, any comments, put them down below. I love you guys. Get informed, get armed, get trained. Above all, Jesus Christ is King. Catch you guys in the next one.